This afternoon, white clouds covered the sky that was half blue. After working in the rice fields all day, my steps slowly followed the path flanked by lush green plants. The wind in the rice fields blew gently, bringing coolness that seeped into the body, gradually erasing the remaining fatigue. Along the way, my eyes were spoiled by the beautiful scenery. Rows of bitter melon trees grew abundantly on the edge of the fields, spreading with their strong tendrils, as if holding on tightly to the supports. The fresh green leaves looked shiny when hit by the fading sunlight. I smiled when I saw the bitter melon fruits starting to appear, hanging with a fresh light green color. Some of them were still small, while others had grown bigger, ready to be picked in the next few days. A refreshing journey home. Seeing this view, the tiredness that had been pressing down on me slowly disappeared. There was a certain happiness when seeing the plants grow well, as if repaying the hard work that had been given. This was not only about the harvest, but also about the relationship between humans and nature, about how every drop of sweat that fell on the ground eventually gave birth to life. In the distance, small birds chirped happily among the branches of the trees. They seemed busy looking for food among the trees and mud, like me who had been busy working in the rice fields. The sky was still blue, decorated with white clouds that had clumped together, giving an increasingly serene atmosphere. I took a deep breath, enjoying the scent of the damp soil after being watered with irrigation water, mixed with the scent of fresh leaves blown by the wind. At every step, there is a deep sense of gratitude. This journey is not just about returning from the rice fields, but also a moment to enjoy the tranquility, appreciate the beauty of nature, and rest the tired soul. I know, tomorrow there is still work waiting, but right now, I just want to enjoy this moment, a moment where nature welcomes me with its warmth and coolness, healing the fatigue in a way that cannot be described by words. My steps slowly traced the rice field embankments, enjoying the calming afternoon. The sun still faithfully illuminated the expanse of rice fields with its light. The afternoon air felt fresh even though the heat of the sun burned the skin, carrying the distinctive aroma of wet soil and leaves that were still slightly wet from the morning dew that had not yet completely evaporated. In front of me, the expanse of green rice plants stretched wide, as far as the eye could see. The green color was so dominant, creating a refreshing view for the soul. The stalks of rice that were starting to grow tall swayed gently following the rhythm of the blowing wind. The long, pointed leaves sparkled in the sunlight, reflecting an increasingly thick green color. Each leaf seemed to vibrate softly, as if singing a calming song of nature. The sound of trickling water from the irrigation channels added to the peaceful atmosphere. The clear flowing water moistened the rice roots, giving life to each stalk that stood firmly in the mud of the rice fields. In some corners, farmers were still busy with their activities, some were fixing the embankments, some were just sitting under the trees enjoying an afternoon break. Occasionally, the sound of their laughter could be heard, mixed with the sound of sparrows flying over the rice fields. The sky above was so bright, with white clouds moving slowly. The light reflected on the surface of the still stagnant rice field water, creating beautiful shadows, as if the sky and earth were united in one beauty. Several dragonflies flew low, their transparent wings sparkling when hit by the light. They floated freely, dancing above the green expanse that seemed to be a natural stage for the small lives within. I took a deep breath, letting the freshness seep into my body. There was no city hustle and bustle, no vehicle noise, just the soothing sounds of nature. This trip was not just an ordinary trip, but a moment to reconnect with nature, to feel a peace that perhaps could not be found anywhere else. The expanse of green rice fields not only presented a beautiful view, but also a symbol of hope. In a few months, the rice grains would start to turn yellow, ready to be harvested. But right now, I just wanted to enjoy its beauty, witness how nature provides irreplaceable peace. Truly, there is nothing more refreshing than standing in the middle of a rice field, surrounded by refreshing green, and absorbing the peace that only nature can provide. Footsteps feel light after a day of work. Even though the body is tired, the heart remains peaceful. Beads of sweat still wet the forehead, but the gentle afternoon breeze brings coolness, as if wiping away the remaining fatigue. The scenery is so charming. There is also a stretch of rice fields that are starting to turn yellow, swaying slowly in the wind, as if waving goodbye. The sound of gurgling water from the irrigation channel adds to the tranquility, as if becoming a natural music that accompanies the steps home. Several sparrows flew happily, looking for food among the lush green plants. Occasionally, the sound of crickets and grasshoppers could be heard from the grass on the side of the road, creating a harmony typical of rural nature. Further ahead, banana, corn, and cassava plantations look lush, adding to the beauty of this journey. The wide banana leaves glisten when hit by the sunlight, while the tall corn stalks seem to whisper to each other when blown by the wind that seemed to blend with the scent of leaves and wild flowers on the side of the road.